Newcastle United under Kevin Keegan were one of the Premier League's most entertaining teams, and this was very evident when they met an impressive Aston Villa side on the 30th of September 1996. Newcastle had been Premiership runners-up the previous year and hoped that with summer signing Alan Shearer in their ranks, they could go one better. They were in particular looking to his blossoming partnership with Les Ferdinand to supply the goals. The influential Peter Beardsley was out injured for the Magpies, so Keith Gillespie came into the Newcastle team on the right-hand side of midfield. The Shearer-Ferdinand axis had already netted 10 goals. Brian Little's team had been knocked out of Europe during the week by Helsingborg, but were unbeaten in the league since the opening day of the season. Sasa Čurčić came in for the injured Andy Townsend. Dwight York was still looking for his first goal of the season. Your match commentator is Peter Brackley.
So we're all set then for the kick-off, and away we go. Newcastle in the famous black and white stripes, attacking the goal to our left, and this is David Ginola, who seems to be starting on the left flank, as we suspected. Gillespie on the right. Newcastle with a 4-4-2 formation. It's a very attacking one then that Kevin Keegan has chosen this evening, although I'm sure Beardsley would have been in had he been fit. Newcastle captained tonight by Robert Lee in the absence of Beardsley, and with Townsend not playing for Villa, Ugo Ehiogu wears the armband for the visitors. That was Ehiogu with the pass, finding Dwight York. Now Taylor, who I think would have stood down tonight had Townsend been fit. Čurčić would certainly have come back into the team. Almost lost out there to Batty, Čurčić. And here's Ginola, his first contribution of the evening. Ferdinand alongside, Shearer making the run through the centre. Still Ginola, good tackle though by Ehiogu. This is Fernando Nelson, the Portuguese international. Now Taylor and Steve Staunton. Alan Wright, who gives Villa balance down the left in that wing-back role. He and Nelson will push on down the flanks. Draper, so inventive in the midfield for Aston Villa. Milosevic. Ian Taylor. Staunton, one of the three central defenders. Southgate plays in the centre. Ehiogu on the right, Staunton on the left. Ehiogu with the through ball. Well controlled by York, but no real power in the shot. Ginola. Gillespie, but under pressure by Wright. Watson couldn't find Robert Lee, but here's Peacock now. Good anticipation by Alan Wright. York had made a spurting run ahead of him. Here's York now. Milosevic through the centre. York taking on Watson. Decent cross in, dealt with though by Steve Howie. Plenty of attacking flair in both these teams. York making excellent progress down that left side. Only Milosevic in the centre, but Howie certainly had to be on his guard. Steve Howie, one of the many internationals on view tonight. Draper with the corner. Čurčić came but didn't collect, and it's there. Dwight York has scored at last. A shattering blow for Newcastle. Just 4 minutes gone. What a fillip though for Aston Villa after that disappointing exit from Europe. Well, there is still a feeling that Newcastle are suspect defensively, and they certainly appear to be so then. Kevin Keegan won't be at all happy about the way they defended that corner from Mark Draper. Newcastle have the free kick. Shearer had the strength to hold off the challenge. Oh, an equaliser from Ferdinand almost immediately. A perfect reply from Newcastle. Well, we hope for goals tonight. I don't think we're expecting to quite as early as this. Goal number 7 for Les Ferdinand this season. Just 5 minutes gone. Such determination shown there by Alan Shearer, and predatory finishing from Les Ferdinand. Glenn Hoddle, take note. If they can do it for Newcastle, why not for England? Staunton, terrific burst down that left side. And pull back well for York. It should have been a second. Denied by the post. Churchic. York can't believe it. Cernacek holding on this time as Milosevic came hurtling in. Some beautiful football then from Aston Villa. An inch-perfect pass into the path of Dwight York. And when he looks back at that one, he will certainly feel he should have tucked it away. But the goal will have done wonders for his confidence. He says he watched Alan Shearer during Euro 96, and of course Shearer had gone so long without a goal for England, but he just stuck to his game, remained patient, and York was determined to do the same. Ahihon, very tight on Shearer, but he had the strength to hold him off. Gillespie now. Ferdinand turned well. Oh dear. Churchic. Draper. Bringing Steve Staunton into the play. Staunton, of course, keeping out Paul McGrath, who's had a much publicised row with manager Brian Little. McGrath out of favour at the moment and wants to leave the club because he can't get a first-team place. And Brian Little has dropped him from the squad tonight, sent him home. Southgate. Now Churchic, who does possess such hypnotic footwork when he's in full flow. Good play by Batty. Ginola. Looking to extend Nelson. Didn't measure the cross accurately enough, Ginola. He should have had two. Staunton, who pulled it back so effectively. No defender inside here, and he's guided it beyond Cernacek, but not the post. Oh, what dismay on the bench. Brian Little, such frustration for him. And a wake-up Villa on the break with York. Lee, though, had come chasing back. A talented team, Newcastle, and a very industrious one as well. Ginola, confronted by Nelson. Beresford got his body in the way then of Milosevic. Free kick to Newcastle. Looking to sweep forward again with Gillespie now. Still Gillespie. And Ferdinand! He escaped the marking completely. And the finish once again was so decisive. And from being a goal down, Newcastle have turned it round. They lead 2-1. Both goals from Les Ferdinand. Just past the midway point in the first half, the time of the second goal. And Aston Villa will be dismayed at their defending there. Nobody's picked up Ferdinand at all. Robert Lee. Now Peacock, and wide of him, Keith Gillespie. Howie. Taking his invitation to come forward. No foul. They're on the counter-attack now. Until that strong challenge by Robert Lee. Won it cleanly. Batty. This is Gillespie. More danger looming for Aston Villa. Until Mark Draper made his intervention, and that will cost him a booking. An untidy challenge from Draper on Gillespie. No real complaints about that. Gillespie with the cross. And oh, brilliantly kept out by Michael Oakes. That was a tremendous save then from Shearer. The header looked to be arrowing into the corner. Gillespie's corner. Up goes Ferdinand. Shearer. And Ferdinand off the line. But it's squeezed in. And Shearer's got it this time. 3-1 to Newcastle. Villa thought they'd survived, but reckon without Alan Shearer. His persistence finally pays off. The first shot there from Ferdinand. Shearer managed to force it in. Ferdinand climbing high there. Look at his determination, Shearer. York was the sentry on guard duty, but he couldn't keep out the follow-up from Alan Shearer. Ferdinand. Shearer to chase. 3 minutes of the first half to go. And I would think Aston Villa will look forward to a breather now. So much pressure has been inflicted on them. Although they themselves have been dangerous on the break as well. Now Draper was cautioned just a couple of minutes ago. And if it's another yellow, it's going to be a red one as well. Well, it was a foolish act really from Draper, especially with David Ellery. As if they didn't have enough problems already. It was a rash challenge by Draper. He's gone in far too late then on Beresford. That'll be his view. And Aston Villa now will want the sanctuary of the dressing room. But Newcastle are still coming at them. Gillespie! And Oakes with a flying save. Gillespie firing in the shot. I think that one was heading in. Ginola. Up goes Les Ferdinand. Just hangs in the air. Beresford. There he had a stab at it. Newcastle claiming a penalty, but no question of that. Watson easily outmanoeuvring Milosevic, who's had a very disappointing first half. Just can't seem to get going. Beresford. We're now inside the last minute. Ferdinand has given it away to Alan Wright. Ehiyong. Broken up by Lee. Shearer being hunted down by Southgate. Off goes Gillespie again. He's done some terrific work down the right for Newcastle. Watson. Churchic on the counter-attack for Aston Villa. Milosevic. Fernando Nelson. Almost into stoppage time now. Dwight York, who had given Villa such a lift, but now it's all turned sour. Alan Wright to Staunton. Sasa Churchic. No, not on the same wavelength there as his compatriot Milosevic, who unfortunately does give an air of being disinterested at times. I'm sure he isn't. Just gives that impression. Ginola. Watson to Gillespie. I don't think there'll be too much more stoppage time to be played on the watch of referee David Ellery. There's no more. Some irresistible football from Newcastle in the first 45 minutes. Half-time at St James's Park. It's Newcastle 3, Gillespie's throw to Ginola. Now Lee. Watson. Ferdinand to attack the ball at the far post. Another splendid save by Michael Oates. Well, Mark Bosnich is one of the best shot stoppers in the business. This fellow isn't bad either. Keeping out Les Ferdinand, denying him a hat-trick. Chipped up by Watson, down by Batty to Gillespie, and then Shearer. Not the same power though as the header from Les Ferdinand. Ehiogu. Now Milosevic. Ehiogu had kept going, opening up room for Milosevic, and it's spun away from Srnicek. Spilling the shot. First time really Milosevic has threatened this evening in front of goal. He's happier on his left foot. This is on his right. Gillespie has done more damage really down the right side. Away by Southgate. Batty to Steve Watson. Ferdinand on the end of the cross. Difficult angle. But he showed there the merits of attacking the ball in the penalty box. Getting in front of Gareth Southgate. The angle run by Dwight York. Now can he set something up here? Maybe for himself. Still York! 2 goals from Dwight York tonight. A barren season, remember, until now. The goal on the hour, and suddenly Aston Villa's hopes are alive again. They brought it back to 3-2, and it's all down to this man. Away from Peacock. How he can't get to him, nor can Srnicek. Ferdinand to Lee. On by David Batty to Lee, the Newcastle captain, Beresford. Ferdinand again has dropped out to the flag here, taking Ehiogu with him. Ginola to Batty. Still David Batty. Well, he scored a memorable goal earlier in the season. Doesn't score very often, David Batty, but tends to score very good ones when he does strike the net. Ginola has been replaced by Asprilla. Batty to Peacock. Churchic. York is up with him, and Milosevic here. Milosevic going for goal. Goal kick. Good tackle from Darren Peacock. So he certainly can't relax, Kevin Keegan. Not with the score now back to 3-2. The game looked to be won at half-time, but all credit to the 10 men of Villa for the way they battled back. Southgate penalised. Arguing the point with David Ellery, which he wouldn't be wise to do. Now Asprilla might fancy a piece of this. Shearer there too, and Batty. It's taken by David Batty. Gillespie. The marking didn't look too good, and the header has sneaked in from Steve Howie. They didn't really get themselves together, organised at the back, Aston Villa, And they've been punished once again. Steve Howie to make it 4-2. His first goal of the season. And it was superbly placed beyond Michael Oates. Again, such excellent service from the flank from Gillespie. And on 67 minutes, Newcastle have the 2-goal cushion again, thanks to Steve Howie. Dwight York feeding Nelson, who's taken every opportunity to get forward down the right side. Just wondering if Aston Villa might make a change or two. They've got Tommy Johnson and Julian Joachim on the bench, young Lee Hendry, so plenty of options open to Brian Little. Such a valiant recovery to get a goal back. But now, well, the supremacy is with Newcastle again. But here's Sasa Čurčić. Slotted through, York! A hat-trick for Dwight York. Inch-perfect pass. Newcastle stepping up, looking for offside. 20 minutes to go. Aston Villa, and Dwight York in particular, refusing to be written off. York. It was nicked away from him by David Batty. Shearer. Trying to shake off Gareth Southgate. Gillespie. Now Batty. Taylor with the block. Staunton with the back pass. 10 minutes left. Čurčić on the break for Aston Villa. A fine pass too, releasing Milosevic. Čurčić has come more and more into the game in the second half. He wants it again now. Span away from him, offside, as York slots it in. All he can say now is keep going. They are continuing to embarrass Newcastle defensively. He's just about offside, but they didn't look too organised at the back there, Newcastle, you would have to say. Shearer just got the touch on. Here's Asprilla. Maybe he can settle it now. Staunton to head away. Oates was stranded, but Steve Staunton was on hand to rescue his team. Clever little chip then by Asprilla. I think Oates might have just got his hand to that. Let's see again from this angle. Didn't matter anyway because Staunton was there. Batty. Batty to Beresford. Time almost has run out for Aston Villa, but not just yet. Nelson to Čurčić. Free kick has been given. Lee didn't even bother there to contest it. I thought for a moment he played the ball, but his reaction suggests he knew he didn't. One last chance perhaps then for Aston Villa. Milosevic on his left foot. He's going to have a crack for goal. And what a final twist to the tail that would have been had it gone in. Is that going to be the last attempt for Aston Villa? Well, into stoppage time. Ferdinand's layoff. It's all over. It's a 6th league win of the season for Newcastle by 4-3.
A terrific game. Aston Villa more than playing their part with a spirited second-half display, despite being reduced to 10 men. The victory lifted Newcastle to 2nd in the league behind Liverpool. but the season would once again finish with them being runners-up to Manchester United. Dwight York and Aston Villa enjoyed one of their best ever campaigns in the Premier League. They claimed a lofty 5th position on the strength of some solid home performances that saw them lose only 3 times at Villa Park, and that ensured qualification for the UEFA Cup.